Welcome back, ladies and gentlemen. You are watching The Daily Driver for April 14th, 2009. I'm Philippe Kahn, and I want a perfect body, and I want a perfect soul. Topping our news today, ladies and gentlemen, news from the land of Mini. And it is big news, quite literally. I'm talking about the 2011 Mini Crossman spied testing recently at the Nürburgring. And when I mean big, I mean literally. This is the biggest Mini ever. 157 inches long, 102.6 inches in wheelbase, 72 inches wide, and compared to a regular Cooper, a full 3 inches taller, which all the numbers, of course, point to the small sport activity vehicle that the Mini Crossman is meant to be. It is going to share its platform with the upcoming X1. A lot of the mechanical and chassis bits are going to be borrowed. However, there's going to be no visual similarity. The Crossman is going to be a Mini through and through, and taking a lot of the classic Mini design cues, just reinterpreting them on a larger scale and on a sport activity vehicle. Expect this car to be available for sale Q1 or Q2 of 2010. It is debuting in Frankfurt in September and allegedly is going to start at a base price of about $29,000. A little bit more on what this car is going to look like, folks. The version seen testing on the ring had 4 conventional doors, and that conflicts with some earlier concept photos and concept sketches where you had 2 doors on one side and a slider on the other. Unclear yet what's going to make it to production, perhaps both. And finally, the Crossman is going to be built in Austria under contract with Magnestier, and if that sounds familiar, yes, that is the same place and the same company who was contracted to build the BMW X3. The X1, however, will be American through and through, made in South Carolina. And what I think is going to be the real story here, folks, is these vehicles are going to come to market at about the same time. With the Crossman starting at $29K, it's going to be interesting to see where BMW prices the X1 and how the equipment levels vary and how they're going to make these two fairly similar targeted vehicles anyway, different enough so that they appeal to different market segments. Stay tuned for that. Couple of more interesting bits for you folks. BMW, in an interesting move, has introduced the X3 1.8D. D as in diesel. However, don't come rushing down here expecting to buy one. It's not available in the US, just in Europe. And I think it's a very interesting move because this is the lame duck year of the X3, their swan song, and why they would choose now of all times to come up with a 1.8-liter diesel option in that car kind of confounds me just a little bit. I wish they would bring it here, but like I said, don't hold your breath to get your hands on a 38-mile-per-gallon X3 1.8D. That's reserved for our European cousins. And finally, folks, more diesel news. This ventures way into the land of rumor, but I'm going to spread it anyway because it's such a juicy one. BMW is allegedly testing a tri-turbo diesel. Yes, tri-turbo. I did. Tri is in 3, and 3 is in 354 horsepower coming out of a diesel mill. I'm excited about this, ladies and gentlemen, because if you know diesels, you know that to get 354 horsepower out of a diesel engine, you need to be producing somewhere in the neighborhood of 600, maybe 700 pounds-feet of torque, and that's enough to get any car guy excited. The only questions I have is who's going to pay the bill for all the pavement that gets ripped up? Who's going to pay for all those rear tires? And is 700 pounds-feet of torque enough to change the rotation of the Earth? I think it just may be. All right, ladies and gentlemen, that's all for today's Daily Driver. I'm Philippe Kahn. Thanks for joining us. We'll see you next time.